Well, to start off, I can see why there are no tutorials on how to take the rear bumper off. But I'm going to show you anyway. It is, even though it's not long, probably took about 30 minutes to get off, if that. It's like I had to do a lot of exploring, so I'll detail to that now. So, starting off, do the same thing as you would do with the front bumper. Take off the pins. There's one pin down here you take off. One up there you take off. Hold on, my bad. One right there you take off. And at the top, hidden under the flash, is a bolt that goes right there. Right into that hole right there. Once you get that off, this plate that would be here right now would peel off. So here, let me skip. Sorry, some person was trying to talk to me. Anyway, so this theoretical part of the bumper that was here would get removed from these clips along the side there. So this would be sort of out there like the bumper would be. So that up to there, it's the same. Now, that there is when it starts to get weird. So, the first thing you want to do after that is there's a bolt under here. You can see it pretty easily from when the bumper's on there. Just go under there, take it off. It's a 10mm, just like this bolt up here, and all the bolts in the front. So all you really need for this job so far is a 10mm. So once you get that off, then this whole flange starts to be able to get popped off. So of course you do that to the other side. Now comes the hard part, because normally with those lights on, there would be no way to get the bumper off, because the thing is in this light bay, you have this clip, this clip, and this bolt, another 10mm. Those are all holding on the bumper. So this clip attaches to another loop of the bumper. So what you have to do in order to take the taillight off is do this. So if you look right here, there will usually be a Phillips head screw. So just grab your Phillips head screwdriver and unscrew that hole. Once you do that, then there's going to be this like towing hook thing, and it's going to have this Torx security bit. And I have a set, and I know that it's this one. The only problem is my set doesn't tell me which one it is, so I can't tell you. So, just in case, here is, let's see if I can find something to scale it so you can sort of get the idea. Here is a roll of tape and a brick next to the bit. Here is a 10mm screw next to the bit. Hold on. That's a 10mm screw next to the bit. So, that's the bit you need. I recommend, like I said, getting a security set. That way you can try a couple of them. Point is, you have to take that off. Once you take all that off, there's going to be this hook thing that usually attaches to this net that you have, that you're seeing over there. That net usually carries whatever you want it to, so there's this hook, and there's nothing really holding it on, so you just have to see how it's like sort of rotating on there. Just want to pull the shit out of it until it pops off. It's like a retainer clip sort of deal. So once you get that off, I'll just toss that next to the other one. So once you get all that off, then this bumper, or this trunk sort of thing, will come right off like this. Now, first order of business when you get in here is this is the clip for the brake. It'll be attached in here to the actual brake. You want to just unplug it using the clip release. So once the brake is completely unplugged, then there's going to be 3 screws. One here, one there, and one over there at that light. Now, I don't know what size it is. I believe it's an 8mm because it's smaller than a 10 but bigger than a 7, and I don't think it's a 9. So probably an 8mm. I just used an adjustable wrench, which is why I don't know. But anyway, you get about a turn, just one single rotation of each screw, and it'll come off with your fingers. And once that's all off, there's going to be, you could just like sort of tap it, and it's going to get loose, and you can sort of take it off. So once you take it off, then these 2 clips and this bolt that's not here now will be exposed, so that way you can unscrew them and then take it out. Now, another thing you need to do, in order, my bad, backtracking just about 30 seconds, in order to take this off, this flashing trunk part, you need to remove this thing, which is basically like the thing that goes around your rear bumper. See how there's nothing there? That used to be there. Now the clips are lined vertically, so you need to get a screwdriver, sort of pry it open, and then you can bring it upwards. And then it'll unclip it from these clips, all 4 of them. So once you clip it up, set that aside, then this flash area right here and that flash area right there will be exposed. That way you can peel it up with ease. So once that's done, you have all the bolts removed symmetrically on each side, then you can sort of wrestle with the bumper. So once you sort of get to the point where you have to pull it out from this side, make sure to lift these 2 clips when you do that. And also along this edge, these are all like retainer clips, just like along the beginning edge, right along here. So those are pretty normal. Just be careful not to break them, because I broke one right here. Well, that's why I'm doing it. Anyway, once you do that, there's nothing attaching the bumper to anything on the bottom. Oh, you know what? Actually, yes, there is. See, I got this trailer hitch installed, customized, and they took away like the splash guard thing. So there's probably going to be a splash guard that you're going to have to worry about in order to detach the bumper. Shouldn't be too difficult. Yeah, it looks like these are bolts that would have retained them on. So you just have to get under the car, undo that splash guard, and yeah, that makes sense, because that would be another thing that these clips along the bottom side of the bumper would be attaching to, other than just the other part of the bumper. So I may just be guessing and being wrong, but for those who, just in case that actually exists, those would be like, oh, okay, good. But if not, then whatever. So that's how you get the bumper off. So once you sort of get it off, like you sort of got it about 6 inches away from the car, there's going to be this harness that you have to take off. Now those blinker harnesses, see the ones along that side of the bumper? You do not actually have to you don't have to mess with them, because basically everything electronic that is in that bumper feeds into one gigantic wire and feeds through this harness. So if you take this harness off, it takes off the whole back bumper. So yeah, so the only harnesses you really have to release are those, the 2 brake lights, and you should be good from there. So that's how you get it off. Now I have to drive to a muffler shop to get my mufflers done. So yeah, that's how you do it. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. I'll try to remember how I did it and answer. Yep.